So you've just watched the first episode of the Lord of the Mysteries, and you're sitting there thinking to yourself, like, what? Hold on. I'm confused. What's happening? What are they talking about? Trust me when I say this, you're not the only one. The world building in the Lord of the Mysteries is dense, and as a consequence of animating such a show, a lot of the concepts gets condensed and thrown at the audience, not allowing them to fully grasp where the story is taking them. But in today's video, I'll be breaking down or giving you some background information to ease you into the story. You've already seen the visuals, the art style, the craftsmanship. This show is beautiful. Let the show take you on a journey. It'd be a shame to just let it waste away. So, what is the setting of the story? Well, first off, the world looks Victorian-ish, right? Top hats, gas lamps, pocket watches, and all that moody old-timey charm. So then, let's list down what we got. You got steam-powered guns, secret organizations, churches, ritualistic magic. Wow. And then you got that headliner, something called Beyonders, a term that refers to someone who is supernatural in the story. So you might be wondering where we are exactly, what country, what kingdom, what continent, for example. Well, you see, the story starts off in a city called Tenjin. So we are in Tenjin City, right? And Tenjin City is in the northern continent. It's situated in the northern continent. And Tenjin City is also which is part of the Leon Kingdom. Leon Kingdom, think of it as like the British Empire kind of place. Powerful, industrial, a bit of grim, right? Remember one thing, this world is a mashup, right? We've got science, but also real supernatural stuff happening in the back. So let's answer, what are the churches and the factions? Now, in this world, there are several major religions or churches, and they matter very much actually. You've got the Church of the Evernite Goddess, the Lord of Storms, the God of Combat, and the God of Knowledge and Wisdom, just to name a few. And they aren't just a belief system. No. These churches have real power. They have real say in the governance of the northern continent, which is where we are. Like, they train people to become something called Beyonders, right? Which are basically people with supernatural abilities to uphold the peace and people's livelihoods, to uphold the order and fight against the dark forces. And trust me when I say, they aren't your typical story type churches that turn out to be evil in the end, with a superficial reason, I might add. No, they have true purpose, governance, relevance, for them to stand in the Lord of the Mysteries universe, and this goes for the seven of them. They are the true guiding light in the mysterious world. If you're a bystander, for instance, right, depending in which orthodox deity you believe in, and you had a chance encounter with anything supernatural, it will be handled by the official of said church. Truly convenient, right? I mean, churches that go out of their way to keep their believers safe. We've not seen this much thought put into a church element in a story. That's why Clint was received by the Nighthawks. Nighthawks, let me touch on that. The official name of those working for the Evernite Church. Though it was gonna be them in the first place reaching Clint, since the original Clint stayed close to the bureau of the Evernite. Therefore, he encountered them first. As for non-believers, it depends on where you stay and the agency that oversees that area. So then, after telling you about the churches, the next question becomes, what is a Beyonder, since they work for the churches? And to put it to you simply, a Beyonder is someone who drinks a potion to awaken powers. But it's not just a one-time power up. There's a whole power system of which you can only choose one out of the 22 pathways to advance in sequence of that one pathway you've chosen. So then, the other question then becomes, how does one advance in a pathway? Well, by consuming related potions to that pathway you're advancing in. Now, doesn't that sound cool? There's another thing that sounds cool to me as well, which are there are divine rules and acts instilled in every potion of your sequence. Therefore, we get a story of who is better at understanding the message and principles of the potion, right? Example, Clint, our MC, is a seer by drinking the seer potion in episode 2, right? And so are others in this story as well. He's not an exception to the seer potion. No. So understanding leads to ingestion of the potion. You'll advance quicker this way to the next level. But life is never predictable. It's always unpredictable, and you're never able to navigate it successfully. What does that mean? It means it's quite easy to lose your way in all sorts of ways and encounters, from the smallest thing you see and do. Hopefully, it doesn't change us too much. Therefore, we must tread carefully. That's the message here. If you listen and succumb to the mess of the world for even a little, the very potion that turned you supernatural will make you lose control. For instance, boom, insanity, death, or even worse, something unknown that not even your family can recognize. The term lose control comes from these extreme risks when choosing a life of a beyonder. This is a term understood by every beyonder. Good or bad, there is no beyonder exempt from the possibilities of losing control, explained by Dunn in episode 2. That is why it is secretive. Regular people don't even know this world or even this system exists. Next, we need to know what are sealed artifacts. In episode 1, the Antigenis family notebook can be seen as an artifact, right? They grant the user all kinds of strange abilities, a bit at the cost of significant drawbacks. For example, in episode 2, if you saw the clown doll that was brought by the others from the Nighthawks, right, that can be seen as a sealed artifact. As it was released, you could see it could not differentiate between friend or foe. It targeted Clint, and it targeted also his co-workers, as well as the clown that they fought, retrieving the Anti-Genesis family notebook. So that's basically what a sealed artifact is. It grants the user immense boost in capabilities, but also they have their specific kinds of drawbacks that you need to counter for or need to prevent some way, somehow, right? The drawbacks occur because sealed artifacts are in a state of having lost control. They are either man-made or natural, right? We saw the Antigenis family notebook absorbed by the descendant of that family, so he was unable to fully absorb the power of the notebook. Hence, it was man-made. He became a natural disaster, self-made disaster. You saw how it turned him into a huge slush monster that they needed to battle. So they're locked up and guarded by major organizations like churches, right? If they fall into the wrong hands, it's a disaster. Case in point again, the Anti-Genesis family notebook. And as you continue to watch the Lord of the Mysteries anime, you'll come across a lot of sealed artifacts that are loose, that need to be brought in or captured and sealed. It's a disaster once they're released into cities. They seek destruction, right? Think cursed objects with minds of their own. But here's an interesting fact about sealed artifacts. The number of sealed artifacts a church has also shows their military strength. Ooh, there's some lore drop for you there. The different churches of strength are also dependent on how many sealed artifacts they have, right? If you like the video, please don't forget to leave a like, comment down below, subscribe. Maybe you can leave a comment down below telling me what I should cover next. If you have any ideas, leave them down below. Let's open a discussion about the anime. Don't forget to leave a like.